The chaos continues to churn around the government of UK Prime Minister Liz Truss. Her new Chancellor of the Exchequer, Jeremy Hunt, made an about-face last hour on nearly all of Truss's fiscal policies. And now her own job may be on the line. Abby Kugathasan is on the story from London. She's picking up really on where we left off with the chaos last week, Abby. What did Jeremy Hunt have to say, and what moves has he now made?
Heather, chaos is absolutely the right word, and it appears to continue today. Jeremy Hunt, the new chancellor on the job since Friday, has essentially torn up Prime Minister Liz Truss's economic agenda. He's essentially said that most of the tax cuts outlined in that mini budget at the end of September will not go ahead. The first major one being that the basic rate of income tax will not be changed next year, as she had promised. And perhaps the biggest bombshell of all, he said that the energy price guarantee that the Prime Minister had guaranteed for the next 2 years will be dropped in April pending a review. Let's have a listen to what he had to say.
Prime Minister and I have agreed it would not be responsible to continue exposing public finances to unlimited volatility in international gas prices. So I'm announcing today a Treasury-led review into how we support energy bills beyond April next year. The objective is to design a new approach that will cost the taxpayer significantly less than planned, whilst ensuring enough support for those in need.
Now, we have to remember this was the first major policy that Liz Truss outlined and announced, and she's been pointing to it repeatedly in recent weeks, especially as Labour and other opposition MPs have been attacking her for her government's mini-budget. She would always sidestep their accusations and their criticism and point at the fact that she was helping families and households and small businesses deal with energy prices. But again, as Jeremy Hunt's saying there, this will end in April. They will look at a more targeted approach moving forward. And so when we're looking at recent weeks and all the trouble that she's been facing, the pressure she's been facing, these announcements now really showing that nothing that she has ever outlined in her time in office really seems to be coming to fruition. Jeremy Hunt did say before he made these announcements that they were moving up the announcement, making it today, because they wanted to end, on the speculation in the markets. We did see the pound strengthen after his announcement, and the bonds strengthened and rallied as well. So good news for him, good news for the government, but perhaps not good news for Liz Truss.
I was going to say it may end some of the financial turmoil, but it certainly doesn't end the political turmoil. We were talking last week about senior Conservatives saying she won't be able to survive this week in office. What, is she very much in the balance, her political future, Abby?
Heather, she still seems to be in trouble, especially given this announcement now from Jeremy Hunt. As I said, he's essentially ripped up her mini budget and her major tax cuts. That was the central theme of her running for office, of taking office, and none of that now seems to be in place. You mentioned the senior Conservatives talking about the fact that they're going to publicly ask her to resign. We've already heard from 3 Tory MPs publicly making that declaration, and there are reports that some 100 letters of no confidence have been submitted as well. Now, there is a grace period for her. She has about another 11 months of protection, but the 1922 committee treasurer over the weekend saying that they could change the rules, that there could potentially be a leadership contest triggered if enough Tory MPs support that measures. Of course, most of those Tory MPs now looking at how the markets will react now to Jeremy Hunt's announcement before they can proceed. But there's talk of, she might have mere days left in her time at 10 Downing, or perhaps that she could last until Christmas. But the biggest issue now for Conservatives, even those who want to oust her, is they don't know who to replace her with. That's something that they can't seem to agree on. And they are concerned that this could rip up the party, that if they were to oust the 4th Prime Minister in 6 years, Heather.
Abby Kugathasan, live in London, thank you very much.